everything the news is saying? The dividing of families. Now, I'll tell you this right now. What's going on here is nothing compared to when they get that jab. When they get that jab, hey. A matter of fact, you know what? The Academy, guess what? We got an extra treat for you. Especially since Elder Lawyer going to be down tomorrow. I'm going to have your rock assist me. We're going to have a little extra time in the news segment tomorrow. Okay? In the news segment in the Academy, the war against the gods in the Battle of Armageddon. That's right. The last week of the Academy, we're going to have an extra COVID special showing nothing but videos how they're triggering the whole earth, making people enemies one against another. I don't have enough time to show all the videos here, folks. People have lost their minds. But now, before I go into the scriptures, let me drop this. Sitting down at breakfast yesterday, a woman comes up. A nice Latino woman. You could tell she was someone's mother or grandmother. We have to make sure, you put on your mask. I have my shield on, my wife got on her mask, everything is fine. And we're sitting there and like, well, okay. And she said it again. Make sure you only take off your mask when you're drinking or eating. And I'm looking at her, and I had to flex at that point. Mask police. What you say? But when I said that, she snapped out of it a little bit. She says, what you mean? I'm only doing my job. I'm like, okay, I'll tell you what. I'll keep my mask on now, and I'll spread COVID to you when I'm drinking and eating. Is that good? If I'm the virus, since I can only take off my mask when I'm eating and drinking, I'll spread COVID to you. I'll call you over and ask you to give me something while I'm eating and drinking and spread the Coke 45 Heineken virus to you that way. How did that sound? Did that sound good? Because what difference does it make if I have a mask on now and take it off 3 minutes from now when you bring my water? Guess what? She was totally broken from her psychosis because I made logical sense. People are not used to logic. And you know what? I've never had a better waitress in my life. I even gave her, guess what? I gave her a $20 tip on something that's probably like $40 or $50. I gave her a $20 tip. Okay? Because what she didn't, for the first time in her life, since this whole thing, being confused, may the Lord bless her soul. I know it wasn't her fault. Someone talked to her with common sense and didn't play along in this make-believe.
You're a magnet for this kind of stuff, man.
Huh?
Seems like you're a magnet, though, man.
Yeah, man, listen. Elder Yurok said it seemed like I'm a magnet to these people or whatever. No, they do it to everyone, but I'm not. You're not going to inseminate me into this foolishness. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I know the truth. And if we know the truth of the Most High and the understanding of this word, how can you let them suck you into make-believe? You might as well celebrate Christmas and think that a fat white guy is coming down your chimney. Where you got a smart disease who will sit there and look at you and with the mask on, and it'll try to get you with the mask on, but when you take off the mask to drink your water and eat your food, You know, the Schlitz malt liquor bull virus will sit there and wait because you're eating. It'll sit there and just sit back and just wait because, okay, you got off your mask, so good, you're eating, so I'll sit in this chair and wait for you to put on your mask, then I'll try to engage you. Let's go. You know, that's just a segue into what we're going into week 12. And I'm going to tell you, this academy we got coming up the 10th is going to be a doozy. It's going to be a doozy because that's one place where you can actually speak freely and what? Get doses of reality. Last thing before I go in. This happened yesterday. Just so I can get it out of the way, because some of you don't understand that what happens is when you begin to wake up, the powers that be have to cause another disaster or another event that would keep people afraid, confused to what's going on. We're under a psyop here. This happened yesterday. Look at your screen, because I know y'all going to talk about it. I'm going to go into it in more detail tomorrow in the academy, but I might as well give you a glimpse into it. One moment. Let's see. Where the web at? Where it says the web. See it? Oh, here it is. Okay, let's get him out of the way. Let's go over one more now. Let's go over one more. Let's see. Yeah. Explosion. Some of you probably didn't see this already, but there was an explosion in Tennessee. There was an explosion in Tennessee right here. Let's get it. And I need you all to hear what they say in the background here, because it links together. Look at this. Listen to what's being said in the background.
This area must be evacuated now. This area must be evacuated now.
For those who can't hear, this is a camera recording. This is there's a device, there's a device, evacuate now. There's a device, evacuate now. Well before the explosion happened in Tennessee. Listen, so that means someone knew in advance, right?
This area must be evacuated now. If you can hear this message, evacuate now.
If you hear this message, evacuate now.
If you can hear this message, evacuate now.
If you can hear this message, evacuate now. Then the explosion happens. Just so that you all don't get distracted, folks. Living overseas, I've seen a lot of these events when they had over in England and other places where they would have these canned scenarios where they would say someone pulled up a van or a bus blew up or someone rolled a van by and blew something up. Folks, so that y'all don't get alarmed, what's going on here is, if there's a politician or a group of politicians in a city or state that are pushing back against the progressive draconian measures, these particular politicians become a problem in any respected state, or city. So what they'll do is, if there's an event, Homeland Security comes in and trumps those politicians. So now, under the Emergency Act, whatever those politicians were fighting against will now become law, and that will automatically handcuff your elected officials. So when you see stuff like that, know that there was some pushback by some politicians who are now being circumvented through the Patriot Act. So that's all. I'm just giving y'all a nutshell. There was probably some politicians or others standing up against these rules they're doing under the Heineken virus. And what they did was they say, well, let's make an event so that we can bring in military, Homeland Security, and we'll push the laws through that way. See? That's all it is.
Did you see what they actually end up damaging?
The
AT&T thing?
And they damaged the AT&T.
Where
Yeah.
airplanes couldn't even...
Exactly. They damaged the AT&T thing. Because why? Internet went down and all that. So with these scenarios, they're beta tests. And these beta tests work on 3 or 4 levels to accomplish whatever they're looking to do politically. Okay? So don't be too alarmed and understand what's going on here. Now, to the confused and people that's in the dark, they're just looking at it like, I can't get a break. 2020 has been the worst. It's one thing after the next. I'm totally depressed. And you got people that's going to kill themselves and all that because they cannot resolve what's happening, not understanding the Bible's narrative. If you don't understand the narrative according to the Bible, you'll be totally confused to what's actually going on. And it's really quite that simple. It's really quite that simple. All right. So they're going to also test what happens when the internet goes down, communication goes down. It happened right in front of the AT&T building. So they can deal with it on many levels. If there's politicians pushing against them, okay, they can enact the Patriot Act. And now, that's right, it's the powers that be, the corporations, who will make a decision on that city or state concerning any rules going forward. Now, what I'm going to look for now, and I like to keep my ears to the ground. I'm going to keep my ears to the ground to see who exactly, they blame this on. Don't be surprised if it's some right-wing, white extremist type of deal where they try to either demonize white extremists or Trump supporters, or they're going to try to claim it was a black extremist connected to NFAC, or they even could say it's a black Israelite. Keep your eyes to the ground. I like to get in front of these with my commentary. A lot of what I'm going to say, I was going to bring out tomorrow anyway, but there's a lot of other things we have to break down. A lot of news in the academy tomorrow. But I like to get in front of it, folks, because I understand their narrative. I understand, according to the Bible, what they're doing and who's behind this. All right. So now, those who are not under the protection of the Almighty, who serve a different master, folks, that those particular people who are subjected to the master will believe the master and fall, and eventually fall to their master's judgment. Be it their master under obedience, or I'm talking about the obedient God, or the fallen one. That's right. We're going to talk about this today. The dividing lines, you got it. The dividing of families. Hold tight, hit the like button, get your Bible ready. We're going in. We'll be right back.